Hello everybody, this is Bunny Chess back with a new video after a little bit of a break. Today we are going to look at another opening trap. This time it is going to be in the Sicilian Sveshnikov. I find this trick quite handy, and actually a lot of people tend to fall for it, especially on club level, so I thought it would be a good one to share with you, as you can use this trick to gain some easy victories. And it actually is not a cheap one in the sense that it's a sound continuation, a sideline in one of the main lines of the Sveshnikov. So bishop g5 here is standard, a6, knight backhand. Here the two main lines are bishop takes and knight d5. Our trick starts with bishop takes f6. Oh, sorry, it's back to move b5, and then now I have knight d5 or bishop takes f6. So bishop takes f6, pawn takes back. That's the whole idea, to basically get positionally completely destroyed and disgusting looking position as black, but there is a large element of dynamism in the position based on the two bishops and the fact that black can break up with f5, and then once this pawn is swapped off, then the other guy can go to f5 as well. So knight d5, pawn f5, standard stuff. And in this position there are two main lines. One of them is bishop d3, played by the vast majority of players, and the other one is c3. And I'm going to talk a little about 3-3 today. It looks like a blunder, because it just leaves the e4 pawn unguarded, but in fact we'll see that that's exactly the trap that black can fall for. The idea behind c3 is to regroup the knight very quickly towards the center. Obviously bishop d3 will be played eventually to guard the pawn, yeah, the idea is to get the knight back very quickly without giving up the d4 square, which happens quite regularly in the bishop d3 line, where the pawn white often continues with pawn c4 at a later stage. So after c3, the right continuation for black is either bishop e6 or bishop g7. Actually no, it's bishop g7, my apologies, because if bishop e6 then ef wins the tempo, very important tempo for white, so bishop g7 is the right move here. However, f takes e4 is a losing move, and the reason why it loses is actually very spectacular. Now white can execute this bishop takes b5 with a piece sacrifice, and after pawn takes knight takes, the knight c7 check cannot be met properly. In order to understand why not, I think the best I can do is if I go back until here. At this point, bishop takes b5 without c3 f inserted either line, but not as good. In this case, after pawn takes knight takes, black has got two very good defenses. One of them is rook a7, sacking back in exchange, but maintaining a very healthy and good position, or rook a4, which is a little bit more aggressive, hitting on the pawn on e4, and after the check the king can go to d7. Now the trick with our line is that after c3, pawn takes, bishop takes, a takes, knight takes, rook a4 obviously doesn't work because of its hanging. Having said that, there is a better move, but I will get to that later. And rook a7 also doesn't work because after takes, queen a4 check wins the knight. Please note that queen d7 loses knight f6, and that's all the benefit of the pawn being on c3. So all of a sudden it is very difficult for black to actually stop this check. I did have a game where my opponent played rook a4, not realizing the fact that it's hanging, but as I said before, it's not actually the best move to take it, which I didn't, because there is a mate here after knight c7, and that's the other reason why this pawn c3 move is so cheeky. It forces, well, doesn't force, but it allows black to take, which means that the diagonal here is clean. So after king d7, I give a mate into here, f5 queen takes, and that's mate. And that is the other reason why in this setup it's a lot stronger to sack the piece on b5. Actually, the best move I can think of for black here, it's not that easy. I think no matter what happens, we are going to hunt the rook down very easily, and then have a very splendid position. So no matter what happens, white actually enjoys now the upper hand. So once again, the trick is that after c3, black needs to play bishop g7, and now obviously bishop takes b5 loses all its power, because after the swap happens, the king can just castle, and there is no knight c7 check. So now bishop d3 is forced, and then we re-enter the main part of the 3-3 line. So I hope that was not too confusing and you guys enjoyed it, and you will be able to win a couple of easy games with this trick. I hope you guys also enjoyed it, and I'll be back with a new one soon.